Do you still have sex? Having sex to
I don't know.
myself.
I'm not breastfeeding. I want to breastfeed.
Did you pee your pants after birth? How I see Jane has changed.
Does it have something to do with the bloody diapers that he was changing for me?
I
in the
mean,
hospital? Why Jing is gonna go down? Because the things he saw in the labor room are not for the weak. I just like sit and cry.
Hi guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. So today we're going to be answering some questions you guys have asked us since we became new parents. Let's get right into it. Are you ready, Jane?
Let's go.
All right, Charlie, let's go. First question, we had this a lot. Do you want more kids in the future?
Wow, straight to the point.
Yeah.
I cannot answer right now because right now I'm on the heat of the postpartum, and one kid is enough for me at this point, especially after my traumatic birth experience. I don't think I want to repeat this experience anytime soon or repeat the C-section anytime soon. But in general, before I always wanted 2 kids, but now I don't know.
What was the biggest fear in regards to being a parent?
Wow, deep question.
So before we became parents, my biggest fear was being able to take care of my family, or the 3 of us financially, because at that time when Jane was pregnant, I was the only one working, and I didn't know if it will be able to sustain 3 people. For now, for that point, it was okay for me and Jane. But then moving forward, I was like, yo, is this going to be okay? Would it be able to sustain a 3rd person coming in? Because that 3rd person would need clothes, that 3rd person would need food, school, everything that's moving on. So, flight tickets, because obviously we love to travel. And this was my biggest fear. And I'm still scared of it, but then I'm trusting everything in God.
For me, I think it was mostly the fear of losing the freedom of moving around, of doing whatever you want, of, sleeping and traveling and going out. I don't know, something like that.
I think I second that one too, for sure.
And I think it wasn't for nothing though.
It wasn't for nothing? What do you mean? It wasn't for
This
nothing?
fear wasn't just like, how to say, it wasn't false. I think it's something
It's actually that's happened. Yeah,
it's
it
happening.
happened. Yeah,
Obviously.
because we don't have much Yoofi and Jane time as before, because we used to literally go out a lot. But right now we don't have that. But yeah.
Especially remember how the first weeks being with newborn, how it was weird, like sleeping at night. Remember? Like we were in the same bed, but at the same time we didn't have that like privacy or our time, or it just was feeling so weird. I mean, I'm not saying that it's bad and we're hating on our newborn or something. No, but it just felt different, so different that
Very
it was
different.
so crazy to accept that.
It was like a very drastic and drastic change. Like all of a sudden, it's just 3 of us now, and we don't know who is Yoofi and Jane, and it's like, what is going on?
We don't know who is this 3rd person, because it's like it's taking time to get to know
the person. We don't know this 3rd person, and how can we let this 3rd person feel comfortable and make sure that we are all good and we can actually spend time with each other? So first few weeks, as Jane said, was really, really tough. Yeah. Do you still have sex, guys? Do you guys still have sex?
Milk came through.
That was a what? Should I go? Can I say the question again?
No. It's fine. I said my milk came through.
Oh.
It hit me.
So do you guys still have sex? This is a very interesting question. I say yes.
I say yes, obviously.
I mean, we do have. Yeah. I'm having sex to myself.
Well, I say yes. Jane, I don't know.
We're not gonna get into details.
Why not?
You want to go into details?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not as regular as, like, just to compare, it's not as regular as before. We don't have it as much because when the kid is involved, most of the time, sleep deprivation.
Like you're literally always exhausted.
And she's always with us.
And there is also always a 3rd person in the house besides the baby who is also with us, helping us, like my mom, my grandma. Yeah. By the way, it was not bad.
How has your body and down there changed? That part terrifies me.
Okay, first of all, how did my body change? Obviously, it's not the same as before, not even close. The good thing is that I don't have stretch marks, and my belly button is okay, and skin around the belly button is the same as before. First of all, the texture of my stomach is still bubbly, and it still has volume, but I feel like it's not really fat, but it's more like I don't know, like skin. maybe excessive skin. The skin became like bigger, it's stretched, but you cannot see that it's stretched. The quality of the skin is good. I have diastasis, which is 3 centimeters. It's not that big, but it's still there. So my abs muscle is separated for 3 centimeters, and my lower stomach cannot work as much as before. So I can see the difference in the shape of my stomach. It became more like square than just small stomach like before. I'm still not fitting in my pre-pregnancy clothes. The stomach is still popping out. So after 2 months, about down there, yeah. Well, I didn't have natural birth, so down there is still the same. Actually, I need to ask YG because I don't know. For me, it's the same because my down there wasn't involved in the birth process. So how does it feel? Is it feeling the same?
Yeah, it feels the same. I don't see any difference. It's feeling more. Hey, we're not gonna talk about.
Feeling better, right?
Yeah, it's more juicy.
Oh wow. Being a parent, what did you expect and what is the reality?
So I think I didn't expect it to be this tough. Now, not to scare anybody, parenting is beautiful, but then when people, because obviously on social media and everywhere, people will post and say, like they tell you it's difficult, like
Yeah.
da 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 da, but they don't give you the detail, like how difficult is it.
Like,
So for
why is it
me,
difficult?
yeah, why is it
Why
difficult? And it's like
exactly?
nobody can really tell. So
No, they're saying like, oh, you're gonna be sleep deprived.
I mean, that's like, bro, sleep deprivation. I had that when I was in high school, right?
Yeah.
That's okay. I could do sleep
Yeah.
deprivation.
Yeah, it's different because it's not just you're not having sleep.
Yeah.
It's you're constantly on a run.
Yeah.
You're constantly on the move. You're constantly doing something, and at the same time, if you ask me, Jane, what are you doing? Like, why you don't have time? Why you cannot sleep? I cannot answer you, but I'm always busy with something.
Yeah.
And it's like a flow of things which never ends.
Yeah.
It's just like this, like this.
So when
like
they were
this,
saying
like
sleep
this.
sleep deprivation, I was thinking like, okay, at least I'm gonna sleep for three to 4 hours
And it's okay.
maximum, and that's good, right? But then you don't even get that 3 to 4. It's more of like,
But
okay,
when
when the
you
baby
get
sleeps,
that, you are still tired
and
for
when you
some reason.
yes, when you get that, you're still tired. Plus, you're not even sleeping that full 2 hours because it's like your baby's moving and
And
you're
you're
also
like,
feeling anxious. Surface level is what I expected, but then it's more deeper than that. And
in reality.
in reality,
Remembering that people say, soon it will become easier and you will be so happy and everything. And I keep asking myself, are we already in this easier era or not?
because yes, it has gotten a bit easier than before, but then it's
still
still
tough.
tough,
Like, look at me. I'm sitting here. I cannot open my eyes. I cannot open my eyes.
Shake. You're doing amazing. I always tell Jane she's literally killing it.
I just got a thought about this question also for me, like what I expect. I was thinking that you give birth to a baby and you automatically having that beautiful bond and relationship with the baby. You love the baby loves you back. Maybe for some people it's like this, but in my reality it was nothing like that. Wait, my hair. So when the baby was born, I didn't instantly felt that click and oh my god, this girl is my everything. I cannot live without her. And for her, it wasn't like this either.
How do you know for her it wasn't like that?
Because I can see literally.
Because she didn't, because first of all they didn't put her straight to you. You did a C-section and they didn't put her straight because Jane always wished for natural birth and also for the baby to come straight to her skin to skin, right?
Skin,
She didn't have that, so she feels that way.
I wanted that magic of the first days, like bonding with the baby when like we get to know each other and the baby knows that I'm her mother and I know that she's my daughter and we're having this beautiful. We didn't have none of that. And so anyway,
Guys,
all this led to the thing that I didn't have that instant bond with the baby that I was expecting to have. And I was dreaming about having it, and right now I'm trying to, like, when I realized that and when I fully recovered finally, I realized that I missed a lot of time and I need to start creating that bond. And it's very tough for me right now because I'm not breastfeeding and I have to find other ways how we can bond. How long did it take you to fully recover from the C-section? As far as I know, full recovery after the C-section takes up to 3 years. So obviously I'm not there yet. But if you mean my scar, not to feel pain, pain was gone after fully. Pain was gone fully after like 2 weeks, maybe a bit earlier. The first week after having a C-section, I had to use painkillers, putting in my
Anus.
So the first week it was pain. The second week I was able to survive without the painkillers. After 2 weeks, I think the pain was gone. The skin around the scar is still numb. The scar is still like inside, so I have to like do some massages and some recoveries. And when the skin is pulling, I still can feel unpleasant feelings, and it's still a bit swollen, like around the scar. Swollen. I'm still recovering, guys, but yeah, the pain was gone after 2 weeks. But my stomach is still there, hanging around.
So there's a question. How many times do you wake up at night? How many times do you wake up at night? I think you do the waking up more than me, so you answer.
The first 1.5 months, waking up was crazy. Like, was constant moving around the baby the whole night, no sleep at all.
Yeah. Even if the baby passes out, you try to put the baby down, she wakes up. So you literally constantly have to be holding her.
But right now,
there's a schedule.
Wakes up. Yeah. She wakes up at midnight or at 1 a.m. and then the next time she wakes up at 4:30 in the morning. So she wakes up like twice. And then the morning waking ups, today she woke up at 9. Sometimes she woke up at like 7. It depends on how tired she is. But yeah, normally two waking ups, which is great. I'm not complaining. Like, we're able to sleep in between, but we're still not doing that.
Are you breastfeeding?
As some of you know, I'm exclusively pumping my milk because of many reasons. The first month she wasn't gaining enough weight, and they told us that we need to track how much milk she eats. And the first month she was eating from my boob straight, so she wasn't getting enough food, and the doctor told us that we need to give her the bottle and we need to see how much she eats in every feed. This is how it started, and also for me it was kind of like relief. It was extremely painful to latch her and to breastfeed, and I had like a lot of problems. So I just went straight to the bottle and started pumping, and we were supplementing it with the formula because it didn't have enough milk. Entering my 2 months postpartum, my milk started coming through more and more, and now we are fully on the breast milk, no formula. We literally have a huge new box of formula that we need to put to trash because it's been opened and she only ate there.
Very sad, and it's quite expensive to get formula here. Like, and we had to,
Like, if you want a good
formula
one,
is expensive. But I'm not mad. I'm not mad because I'm happy my baby is feeding on solely breast milk. You know, it's very important to me.
At first, I was so happy to pump only, and I didn't want to breastfeed. But right now, when I feel like I lost that bond with the baby, I want to breastfeed. I want her to latch. I want to have those moments with her. But I feel like it's too late because she's almost 3 months. And I'm trying to find the information if I can still come back to the breastfeeding, but it's so tough. Yeah. I tried, and I just need maybe help of some consultant. But Chinese people, I didn't see specialists in this field, the good ones.
Did having a kid affect your marriage? I mean, affect can be positive or negative, but I'll say you guys want to know if it's negative. For me personally, it didn't affect my marriage, or it didn't affect how I still see Jane. I think I see Jane even more harder, and she knows it. Honestly, she knows it. It's crazy. I don't even know why. I don't even know how. But then I'm literally more attracted to her, and I feel like there's this new spark of love, or there's this new spark of feelings that I have for Jane right now.
Does it have something to do with the bloody diapers that you was changing for me?
I mean, who knows? It hasn't affected our marriage. I think it has made us more stronger, and has made me more closer to you. How I see Jane has changed. I actually changed for the better, like positively. Obviously, I saw her in the most beautiful person before, but right now it's like she's a goddess for me. She's like a queen, big ass, somebody I cherish so much. So yeah, personally, that's how I feel. And then Yeah, negatively, I honestly haven't even thought about it that much. So.
That's actually crazy because everything what you said is, I can feel it. I feel like I started having more attention from him than I had before.
That is the word, attention.
Yes, even though he's always working, also always tired, and we have a baby also to give attention to, but I still feel that like I'm getting so much more attention from YG. I was thinking that after giving birth, the sexual attraction from YG is gonna go down because the things he saw in the labor room are not for the weak, okay?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
in the postpartum recovery,
Actually sparked something new,
he was
which is
literally
crazy.
washing my stinky body like with the tissue. He was changing my bloody diapers in the hospital. Was seeing my scar, like seeing me cut open and all of these things. But after that, he's so excited.
Yeah, and I think I know the reason why. As soon as you got pregnant, I had a list of things I wrote, prayer points. You remember I showed you this? I had a list of prayer points and things that were my concerns. And one of them, I think of the first one was, if I could provide for you guys, and also second one was, your mental health after birth. And I feel like this is actually even helping her not to get into that depression stage. I've been praying about it, so I feel like God has given me something that, some of God's given me some strength or some feeling for Jane to be able to not lead her into that. So it's something around all of this.
Interesting.
And this was something that was always in my prayer point, that please don't let Jane get into postpartum depression, protect her mental health, because you never know. This is the first time as being a mom, and I didn't want, you to go through all of that. And if you go through that, obviously you're gonna feel some type of way, and it's gonna affect our relationship. It's gonna affect everything.
For me also, I think it affected our relationship in a better way because seeing YG taking care of me and the baby like crazy, especially taking care of the baby, seeing him in the role of father, caring father, it's really honey for my eyes. Like I see him from a different side, the side that I've never seen before, and it's a really good side. It's, making my feelings for YG just go higher,
Boomski.
bigger, on another level. What's this?
Oh, it's a vibe. I was just giving you, babes.
Romantic.
Which one is a romantic?
Romantic is
This is also romantic. This is actually,
okay.
It's actually vibes.
Romantic vibes.
What is your mental health like? I get stressed. I think if you talk about stress, yes, I stress. But mental health, I don't want to make it a thing. Something I go through because I'm the only one who's working.
Is it tough?
It's really tough. Like it's really
Mentally.
tough. Yes. So that's what I meant. Okay. Yes, it's tough mentally and also tough physically, my body. I'm using my body because my work is dancing, and also the fact that it doesn't give you much income. I need to do more to
There's
take care.
a big pressure on you right now.
So it's a big pressure on me. I need to take care
Because
of.
you need to provide.
And I'm providing for you and grandma also.
Yes.
So it's me, Jane, Maya, and grandma.
Yeah.
That's why I always appreciate everybody who's watching our videos and those who do not skip ads. I see a lot of people writing in the comments, I watched your video to the end, I didn't skip ads.
Yeah.
You have no idea how much that means to us. Like, it's like literally the best because this is our only platform that we monetize. You guys are literally helping us and we really appreciate it. Mm-hmm. This is where my mental health state is. What about you?
I don't know where my mental state is now because I didn't have time to reflect on this one. But what I can say is that I always also feel some pressure inside. At the beginning, being able to also provide food for my baby, being able to feed her, to understand her needs, it was a lot of pressure on me, plus the recovery, plus seeing my body in a different state. It was mentally very tough, and I had a lot of breakdowns where I just sit and cry because of how desperate I am.
Yeah.
But it wasn't any, I sit, I cry for a little bit, then I feel better. YG helps me to feel better, talks to me and everything. YG support and support from my family, it was key points, because without this support, I think I would just be going down and more down and more down with every, breakdown I had. But this one, I cry, I release all the emotions that I collected, all this stress, and then I talk to YG.
Yeah, one thing I always try
I
to
feel
do is
a little bit better, and we keep moving.
Yeah,
so
is the
it's
talking.
fine.
I think the talking helps a lot, because one thing we do,
especially
Jane and I,
talking with your man, who is the part of conceiving the child. He's also the part of the system. So having this support from him, and and willing to help and to talk and to listen to you is very precious.
Something we normally do is once we get into bed, I ask Jane, how do you feel? How do you feel today? What is, you know, what's going on? Everything. What did you do today? How was your day? How did you feel today? So something like this. I want her to be open to share, right?
And sometimes when he sees that I'm like not okay during the day, and he asks me like, how are you? I'll say, I'm okay. And he's like, I ask you, how do you really feel?
How do you really feel?
And he asks me until I start replying.
Yeah, so because it's very important, you don't know. Yeah, guys, there's so many things we all go through, and she also asks me how is things going. I always share, so we just it's easy. I think it helps.
But yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. I think it's good.
What is the best and the worst part? What is the best and the worst part of being a parent and being in the postpartum season? Let's start from the best. Let's start from the best. Let's start from the best. You're sleepy anyway.
No.
I think the best part is just, for me, when Maya is sleeping peacefully. It's like an achievement for me as a parent to be able to put my baby to sleep. Like when I see that the baby has literally slept in my arms, and I can be able to put the baby down for the baby not to even flinch and wake up. This is the most beautiful part. Like, it's the best part for me. It's like, whoa, that's like a whole achievement. Like, somebody needs to give me an award, you know, for this. Anytime I do this, I feel, yes, that's the boy there. I did my thing. It's so heartwarming for me. What about you?
I think for me it's also related with Maya. It's like the best part to see her see you, recognize you, and smile to you. Like when you try to talk to her, and she, like, you smile to her and she smiles you back. You talk to her and she's like, you can see that she's so happy that you're around. Oh my God, this feeling is so beautiful.
This is cute. Yes,
and when she wakes up from her sleep, you can see that she slept good, and she starts smiling to you, like just laying there. Also, the moment when she wakes up, raise her both legs up and
farts is the cutest.
And start laughing. It's so cute, like this tiny little moment.
These moments
to
are
see your
dope,
baby happy, and like to realize that it's a result of your work, probably partly. Like you know, participated in it. That you provided enough milk to feed her, you took care well of her so she was able to sleep peacefully through the night. So that's really beautiful. You feel accomplished.
You feel accomplished. Exactly. You feel like you're doing something right, because nobody wants to feel like they're doing something wrong. So I think the best part of it is just seeing that you're doing something right, and the baby responding, and the baby is still healthy just because you're doing what you're doing. And the worst part
for me, worst part is the breastfeeding. I didn't know it's gonna be that hard, guys. Like while I was pregnant, I was supposed to study this topic more. I didn't know it's gonna be so many things about breastfeeding that you have to be aware of and that you have to work on. I thought like it's a natural process. Everybody said breastfeeding is the most beautiful and the most natural. It's not. I mean, it's beautiful after some time, but let's be honest, breastfeeding is the toughest thing for me. I mean, for some women it's easy, but for some women like me, I'm sure like they will agree with me that it's so tough. And there's so many things. Baby needs to latch. You have to produce enough milk. For this, you need to have enough rest. How can you have enough rest if you are literally taking care of the baby 24/7? You're not sleeping, you're not having milk, you know? And the first 2 months, forget about like regular lactation and breastfeeding being simple. No, like for me, it took me 2 months for my milk supply just establish and become, you know, like this. It was super painful, it's still painful, and only like around 2 months, I stopped using ointment for my nipples, because every single time, after every single pump, I'm not even like latching, after every single pump, I have a right flange, I have a good pump and everything, but still my nipples hurt, just because my anatomic form, like shape of the nipples, is not the best for the breastfeeding. Like it needs to be, my nipples had to, you know, go through some changes to be adapted to that process. And it's still painful because it's not a natural state for them to be in. Oh my God, it's just so much and it's so painful. And there are so many things involved. So that's the worst part for me. But I wish it was in the best part division, because I really want to breastfeed, but it's tough. Like for me, I don't know how to get there. maybe I will get there, but I don't know. Now is just the toughest part. Yeah.
Hey. I think the worst part is for me not to be able to be there as much for Maya. And I'm sure you guys know about this. I keep saying it in previous videos, you know, regarding my work and everything. So for me, that's the hardest for me. Like I even tell people my work. Like once I finish class, I'm literally going straight home. Like no time for talking or all that, because I need to go and spend time with my kids. So for me, that's like the hardest. And the fact that I need to do a lot of classes, I still need to go travel, and you know, because I missed on so much, you know. So you guys know about this, but yeah. So this is like the hardest part for me, leaving my baby every time at home, and also knowing that I'm leaving Jane alone to take care of the baby. It's very also tough, you know, because I know it's hard for her to do it alone. I need to be there to help. So
even though like there's grandma or my mom, but it's still when YG is there, it's just like that level of security and I don't know, some shoulder to lean on. It helps a lot. YG basically told me in the beginning that he's ready to be home, say dad. He prefers that rather than go out and like work and teach. He would do that if it's needed. And for example, if I'm ready to go and work and I want to do that, we can switch those roles. And he's willing to stay home with Maya.
I mean, guys, look at how I killed it in the last video. Me being a single dad, I killed it, right? I think I can do it.
I'm sure you can do it. I'm sure it's going to be so easy for you.
I think I can do it.
Maybe even easier than for me, you know.
I think I could, yeah.
Which is beautiful. I'm so happy to hear that. I'm so happy to have this on the back of my mind always. So I don't feel like I'm in the cage and chained to the baby and I have to stay there forever like this.
You're good. My parents treat me well.
Yeah, that's
Big shout outs to my moms and my dads, man.
Yeah. Hopefully one time we will be able to do YouTube full time, so you don't need to leave. Nobody of us needs to leave the house.
Yes,
and
that is the goal. Life. That is the goal to do YouTube full time, do social media full time, and now. Did you tear and did you pee your pants after birth?
Obviously, I didn't tear because I had C-section, so it was nothing to tear. They just cut my stomach and removed the baby from there.
So she teared on her stomach.
Yes. Ha ha ha. Anyway. So stupid.
LOL. Lol.
Lol. That's so stupid. Did you pee your pants after birth? Do you mean like if everything becomes weak down there, so every time you cannot hold your pee?
I think at the beginning, first few weeks, you was wearing the pampers and that. You know?
Yeah, but it's not for peeing.
It's not for peeing anyway.
It was
for the blood
coming out of my womb.
Yeah. You weren't peeing your pants?
No,
okay.
I didn't. Everything's fine.
Is it easy to raise a kid with a language that is not native, that is not a native one from both parents?
Okay, so we are living in China, right? So here everybody speaking Chinese, obviously. My language is Russian, Yoofi's language is English. Right now, we didn't face that problem that much, right? So I can say that it's not a problem, especially knowing that Yoofi speaks Chinese a little bit on the basic level, so he can arrange some stuff with that, and I can use the translator when I need. So right now we didn't face that much difficulty.
Yeah, any challenge with that. Jane speaks to Maya with Russian. Jane and Grandma, they all speak Russian to Maya. I speak solely English. I try to even speak Russian. Why? Because I'm trying to learn Russian. So I'm using Maya's time to learn Russian. For me also to learn Russian. I also try to, you know, repeat whatever Jane and Grandma say to Maya. This is how we are trying to manage this situation, and hopefully our baby is gonna understand both.
Yeah, and later when the time comes, she will go to some school or kindergarten here if we are still gonna be living here, and we'll start also picking up on some Chinese. And for her, it won't be any problem, I think. But for me, I think I need to start learning Chinese, because if we want to stay here longer, then it's nicer for me, right? But for now, we don't have much problems.
Yeah, that is that, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A. Feel free if you have any more questions, feel free to hit us up in the comments. We are here to respond to any questions that you guys have. Just feel free to also share your experiences. We always love reading your comments and reading your experiences and everything. So yeah, we appreciate you guys. Make sure you click the like button, guys. Like and share. Subscribe. All right, Yoofi and Jane out. Bye, guys.